most powerful weapon is daylight.
Hello all, Unicorn of War here. I know it's been a minute. Everything is fine. I needed a little bit of a break, especially because I was churning out videos so often last month. My brain just kind of needed some time off. I tend not to operate really by a schedule with my videos. I tend to more act in a balance of what do I feel like creating, when do I feel like creating it, and balancing that with how am I going to pay my bills this month? So like there is no set schedule. It's more like videos appear like when I want them to appear. And I feel like that's better for me. That's better for my mental health and my ability to just, take care of myself. And also I feel like that makes them feel less obligatory for you guys. I don't ever want it to feel like I'm just making a video just because I feel like I have to, and because of what the algorithm demands. And then have you guys just kind of be bored by it. Like, no, I want you to enjoy the video because I enjoy making the video. And in any case, I'm ready to get back into the swing of things. And today we are here with episodes 11 and 12 of season 6, also known as the vampire episodes. Oh god. Actually, I will say this is probably one of the better stretches of season 6 from my memory. It's one of the ones I can tolerate a little bit more. But that said, I am still expecting to be thoroughly unimpressed.
You're boring me.
Now, let us begin with Broken Dreams. Me, after realizing that everything I was hoping for after season 4 was destroyed when season 5 was coming out. Broken Dreams, that's the Winx fandom. That is our fandom. And we begin at Cloud Tower because of course we do.
So, you want to enroll at the Cloud Tower College for Witches?
Wait, you could just casually enroll? Enroll at a college that's currently run by terrorist witches who are criminals?
So, you want to join the dark side, huh?
I will say I do love the designs of the background characters, but how did they get here? How did they find it? Where are... Okay.
Witches don't do friendship.
Y'all don't do friendship, but the three of you have been stuck together forever fighting for each other. Just last season, you were ready to, murder a merman together.
You're still our sister. And we're still the Tricks!
6 hours later.
Witches don't do friendship.
That's not friendship? Make it make sense, Lord. I do love the designs of, Lazuli and her friends. I love their hats.
What have you got?
Hair cages.
Ew! Oh, what the... Why? The fairy of hair?
I'm rejected.
Oh, oof, girl. You should've dyed your hair or something. The fate of all gingers in this show who are not Bloom. Except Lazuli.
You're officially a student of Cloud Tower.
Oh, well, that was a less traumatic way to lose your wings.
No, my wings!
It makes me so sad, though, that, witches can become fairies and we applaud that. But if it's the other way around, it's either something villainous or something we must undo. What the fuck? Enough with the all witches are evil thing, okay? Griffin has been disproven that for years.
I only followed my conscience. I was trying to make up for past mistakes.
You were a traitor, Griffin, and for that you will be locked away for eternity.
Classical music? I'd better go and look.
Griselda just on the prowl, whose lives can I ruin today? You know, I would actually really like an episode following the days of, the Althea professors. What do they get up to when they're not teaching? I seriously don't understand why the specialists are here. What happened to Red Fountain? What? Hi, Roxy. I'm sorry that all you can do now is background things where you don't speak. I really do like the idea of the gym with all the Morphix equipment, though. I think that's really interesting for Aisha's character. It just sucks that it's used mostly for filler. Like everything else in the show.
Oh, Miss Griselda!
Hi!
Next, just awkwardly saying hi, me.
The Tricks!
Hi!
Specialists and fairies working out together?
Clearly, Griselda still believes in the classical gender binary. She'd have a stroke seeing me.
Hi!
Let's get started!
It's time for nonsense. This reminds me of that time they did ballet in like the penultimate episode of season 5, because obviously what you should be doing in your finale episodes is pointless ballet filler.
For me, dance is oh so effortless.
Stella does look really good in purple though. I like it.
Why not train with Winx? It'll be more authentic that way.
Then transform. Oh god, no, not more Stella fashion humor. Just kill me.
They're kind of big, Stella.
Is this supposed to be making fun of how big their wings were in Believix? Because if so, I mean, I get it, but it's just not funny. It's more annoying than anything else. Y'all have ruined Stella. Y'all have ruined my girl.
If we want to beat the tricks, we need to step it up.
I mean, Aisha, how are you expecting to beat the tricks with ballet?
Enough fooling around.
Flashback.
Actually, this is reminding me of like Lisa Feveral's season 7 video where she talked about like the Butterflix dance, which is cursed. And she brought up like how dance magic does exist. Like we've seen it in season 2 where Aisha learned it from the farmers on Andros, and then Musa used it to defeat Stormy.
Well, that retro outer realm mumbo jumbo weather dance isn't gonna cut it. Hey, there's should have been a cloud of thunder there. What? The clouds are parting?
Your little storm blew over.
I would love seeing Aisha like discovering more dance magic abilities and sharing that with the others. Like if we saw that through the ballet and her incorporating that into her spells and her fighting, I would love that. But the way that they're handling it here is just, it feels so irrelevant.
Without Bloom, the Winx Club isn't the same.
Oh no, without Bloom, nothing works. Fuck off. I hate it so much. Also, the Pixies can just teleport now? What? What is with the weird travel methods this season? Like, it's so willy-nilly. Like, traveling to Earth should be a bigger deal than it is here, especially for Pixies, who are, like, way less powerful than fairies. Wait a minute, if they could just teleport, why the fuck didn't they teleport out of Shadowhawn in season 2? Nope, I'm gonna stop myself right now.
Great gym, Aisha.
Glad you like it.
It's time for Love Triangle. Why did I say it like that? Cue the Crazy Ex-Girlfriend song about the magic and math of love triangles.
I wasn't really listening, but I can see the center of the triangle is little old me.
Obviously, the answer is still Roy Nex. Or, actually, the alternative ship name is Rex. And of course, the simple one is the one that flew right the fuck over my head.
You all deserve a kiss.
Lady, we're all gay.
Oh, God. But yeah, we're like a quarter of the way through the episode and it's just been filler. Like what? We haven't even gotten to the plot of the episode.
You're amazing at a lot of things.
It does make me happy to see Aisha getting praise. My queen.
Perfect timing.
And perfect landing.
I do actually kind of like Aisha and Nex, at least in this season. Season 7 onward, they just kind of turned Nex into Riven 2.0, and I'm not a fan. I will say the way I wrote Nex is completely different and infinitely gayer.
Perfect timing.
Lady, we're all gay. We get nothing out of this.
How about a joke?
Sometimes we just need to figure things out for ourselves.
This is such a weird placement for this song. Wouldn't you put this to a montage of Bloom remembering Selena? I love Mike and Vanessa, I really do, and it's nice to see them being supportive of Bloom. I'm surprised they kept her room intact after all these years. But it's like, wouldn't Bloom be thinking about like why Selena did what she did, and you put the song to that? I would rather that than the ballet nonsense we just sat through. Hi Selena, are you feeling remorse about the fact that you poisoned Flora and nearly tried to murder her and have it done by your former best friend and have her traumatized by having blood on her hands? No? Okay.
And I killed
Flora!
too.
That's great.
A children's show.
She's back home on Earth. Typical.
Not me relating to the tricks making fun of her. Okay, I will admit, the idea of the Winx fighting vampires is cool as hell. I do love that. I think there was also a comic thing where they had like special monster fighting forms and they were really cute. I would really like that. But the thing with the Legendarium is that because monsters are being sent in place of the villains don't feel as active. They feel very passive like the protagonists. So the Trix and Selena are just hanging back and not doing anything. Also, ooh, I do not like the look of Gardenia. I do like the attempt to blend the 2D with CGI. It's something Winx has been doing since, season 1. Weirdly, it looked better in the first 3 seasons than it does here, because Gardenia in the first 3 seasons had more coherent art direction. It was mostly very warm, organic colors like yellow, brown, orange. It felt very cohesive and cozy and warm, like a perpetual sunset. And ever since season 4, it just feels so generic with like tons of colors just clashing and burning my eyes. Flora's so sad and alone, she's talking to her plants. I'm remembering that Alice in Wonderland scene where the flowers were bullying Alice. Although I don't think the plants could get away with bullying Flora. I think she'd probably just starve them all.
Flora! Over here! Me! Oh, pick me!
Fuck you!
Flora's cutthroat. Don't screw with her.
That flower is called Lanusia. It only grows in one place.
And where is that?
Gardenia.
Stop talking, go to jail.
Oh!
At first I found this odd, but if it is Eldora's greenhouse, I guess it does make sense that at least one of the plants would know something about her. And honestly, I don't mind that it's Gardenia. I really don't. I know a lot of people would complain about the fact that, like, season 4 focused so much on Gardenia, but I think it's honestly the best approach because the show is supposed to be centered on the magical universe and all of its worlds. So it feels very distracting and purposeless to go to anywhere on Earth that isn't Gardenia or importing to the major fairies like Tir na Nog or the Amazon. It makes Earth feel more small and cozy compared to the magical universe. Basically, we should never have gone to Egypt or China, or Fierwood, or Calavera. If you want to go to places like that, just create a world in the magical universe that resembles them.
I'm right.
Shut up!
Flora said your petty bullshit is stupid and you must stop. Thank you, Flora. We love Flora being group mom.
Gardenia? No way.
I can't tell if that was Muse's sarcasm or not. Also, Aisha got a dorm all to herself. Okay, see, it's really weird because, like, Aisha has her own room and it's separate from the Winx dorm, but it's like, where is it? Like, who are her other roommates? Like, what? And then sometimes she is in the Winx dorm anyway, like in season 3. And ooh, you know what I would love, actually, as like a welcome to Aisha? Maybe Stella takes the extra space she has for her closet upstairs and she converts it into a bedroom for Aisha so she can be with the rest of the club. So it's like a little sacrifice that Stella makes for her friend. I would love that for them.
The Forest of Flowers!
Oh, sure. Now you remember Bloom. Oh my fucking god.
You can't catch me, gay thoughts.
What's happening?
What do you mean what's happened? You just landed at, like, what? Get a grip, Lockhead.
Everyone looks so scary.
Amore, no. Also, y'all have seen an actual Halloween party, and it was 10 times scarier. Side note, I need to talk about, like, I need a video just dedicated to the Halloween's episode. Ooh, actually, that'll be perfect for next month. Like, oh my god. Because Halloween's is iconic. I don't know about you, but I love Halloween-themed episodes, especially ones that are very, like, supernatural and extra spooky. That episode was so good, and this is so not. This could have been Halloween's 2.0. It could have been everything, but it was not.
Let's follow them.
Let's follow those Twilight rejects. I mean, am I wrong? They look like Twilight rejects. I think this is the warehouse district just revamped. It's very pretty, I will admit. I love the cobwebs everywhere. I love the purple crystals. I am in love with the giant goth clock. Love it so much. And the candelabras, even though I think those are fire hazards near the cobwebs, but you know, it's fine.
What was that? I can't hear you.
I can't hear you! It's too dark in here!
Pixie, shut up. I'm trying to enjoy 1-to-1. Not me missing the season 5 soundtrack because it was the best part of that goddamn season, and the season 6 soundtrack could never. It could never. Oh, right, we can't have them sucking blood or anything, so they're just gonna touch people's backs and steal their life force or something. I don't know. You know what I would love? I would love seeing whatever the magical universe's idea of a vampire is. I wonder how different it is from Earth vampires. Like, imagine they did absorb magical energy. Were we not allowed to use Dracula? I thought Dracula was in the public domain. I need to check this.
3 hours later.
Dracula is in the public domain. So there is no fucking excuse. Yo, can you imagine like a squad of the most iconic vampires from folklore and legend just united instead of these nobodies? Ooh, get Nosferatu in there. He's creepy. And now I'm just remembering that SpongeBob moment of Nosferatu. I mean, Winx was on Nickelodeon at the time. You could have it be a little inside SpongeBob reference. I wouldn't mind.
Nosferatu!
Together we will take over this city and eliminate our enemy, Bloom.
You will do no such thing!
Lockhead said, I will kill you with the Windows cursor. This is cursed. I am the pixie of cursors. Oh, the pixies think they're useful. I will say I don't mind the Bond alerting the characters. I think that's actually a very useful way of like notifying characters when it's time to jump into the plot, because it's like rooted in like the fact that they care about each other. Granted, that doesn't mean shit anymore, but you know, I miss Bloom and Lockhead from seasons 2 and 3. Like, they were so cute. Like, Lockhead being a little worrywart and Bloom's just, like, making her have a heart attack every 5 minutes. And then Lockhead's like, I will go into the Underrealm to save Bloom, and I will do it myself if I must, even if I'm screaming the whole way and crying. Lockhead's like, show me Lord Dark, or I'll kill him with my own bare pixie hands. Her volcanic attack there just looked like bug spray, or I guess in this case, vampire spray. What the fuck? Hypno-eye shit? What is... Okay. Alright. We'll roll with it.
Quickly! We need to get out of here!
No shit. We're doing that right now. You don't need to announce that. Also, if we're in Gardenia, this could have been a perfect chance to, like, catch up with characters from season 4. Like, Andy or Jason, Mitzi. What have they been up to since we got back to the magical universe? I'm infinitely more interested in all of that. Yo, imagine if Jason asked Musa about how her music is going and Musa's like, about that. Also, what happened to Love and Pet? Did we just throw that in the garbage? Okay. All right, sure. Continuity? Who is she? Meanwhile, we still want to pretend that, like, all the events of the series have indeed happened. We just don't want any of their consequences.
Don't scare me!
I will admit, Lockhead's a little trooper. Like, oh my god. I feel so bad for Bloomix. You have the power of the dragon flame and you can't even fucking fight nothing vampires. Great.
This can only mean one thing. New mission, new look. Shut up!
We are being summoned to the plot.
I've got this!
Do you got this, Bloom? Do you got this? Because it seems you don't got this. Okay, that looked cool, but the effect is weird because that didn't seem like a fireball. That just seemed like a ball of light, and then the vampires recover immediately. Like, okay. All right, shimmer in the shadows. Ooh, I do like the alliteration there, I do. I do like that Stella's gonna shine a little bit more in this episode, but
Stop talking, go to jail.
Oh!
I mean, it makes sense. Like, if you have a bunch of vampires, you might as well let the fairy with all the light powers kick their ass. Is plurals.
This is going to be so exciting to watch.
You lie!
And we don't have to do a thing being active antagonists. Never.
We could use them to conquer the magic universe.
Trix, you could have been doing that with any of the Legendarium creatures, but you never bothered, so shut up. You know what? This could have been cool too. Like, we could have gotten way more insight into Bloom and Selena's past in these episodes because we're in their hometown. Like, imagine if we were in settings that had a history between them, like we were in their old schools. Maybe we see a bit of Mitzi bullying Bloom and Selena. We see the wedges between Bloom and Selena's friendship that formed over the years. We could have had it all. I'm so upset.
Mom! Dad!
They didn't even know she left.
Vampires aren't real.
Is it me, or did they make Mike and Vanessa's apartment like 25% more bougie? Like, it used to be, you know, a pretty average, I would say, middle class apartment. It was cute. It was cozy. It was nothing like fancy, but you know. And now it feels like they're trying to make it like a little bit glamorous, especially like the weird red carpet on the staircase. Like, what is that? Why? Oh god, yeah, it feels like they're yassifying all of the environments, and it's like, look, I like that they're pretty, but they don't have the same soul that they used to have. Like, Gardenia used to feel so, again, warm and cozy, and now it just feels so generic and soulless and ugly.
They're surrounding the house!
The pixies are narrating.
Where?
Amore, they were literally right there when you were looking. I don't get why this is a big deal. Like, if we're going by old vampire lore and these are earth vampires, for the most part, vampires can't get into a person's residence or home without an invitation. So, y'all, like, what?
Volcanic attack!
Bloom just sets her whole bedroom on fire. Okay, that shot was weird. Like, that looked like she was getting yeeted out the window, and then all of a sudden she's just casually on the floor. Like, what? I can't believe Caro is more useful than Bloom. What hell world are we living in? No invitation for you! Alright, now we need some wooden stakes, we need some garlic, we need some crosses. I don't know if silver applies to vampires. I know it applies werewolves. Like, if we're gonna rely on all that shit, imagine how cool and fun it would be to, like, have the characters have to use, like, their weaknesses in these stories and think critically on how to use them against the vampires if their regular magic isn't cutting it. Low-key, this is reminding me of that one weird Sailor Moon episode where they fought a vampire and they all, like, had garlic breath to breathe on the vampire. That was everything. I don't really talk about Sailor Moon anymore because Toei will fucking come for me. But I will say I am warming up a lot more to the 90s anime than I used to be. I used to be quite a purist who, like, hinged on all the details. I think it's because my brain likes to reconstruct stories as I watch them, if you couldn't tell from all my rewrites. But it's like, you have to think about the media as it is already, and I feel like the 90s anime made it much more enjoyable for broader audiences to enjoy. I still have some qualms with it here and there, but I really do have a soft spot for a 90s Sailor Moon now, especially the music. I was so mean to the music when it's actually fucking fire. Not me going on a Sailor Moon tangent in the middle of Winx. Oh, who am I kidding? I love both, and I also love Witch. I love all three. Fuck you. The time for magical coexistence is now, and we shall all rise up to murder all of the cishets. Kill all of the shonen. Except Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail can stay, it's gay enough. I need to talk about Fairy Tail. I'm getting so distracted. This episode is so boring.
You're boring me.
Oh, that was quite the evil laugh. Alright. Okay. Am I secretly a non-binary vampire lord? Now I'm remembering that one show I keep seeing, like, in James Somerton videos, like, the vampires in the middle of, like, a convenience store. And I still don't know what that show is, but I need to find it because that vampire lord who just set shit on fire. Me.
Actually, she's ours! Claws off!
Stella!
The Winx!
Surprise, bitch. I bet you thought you'd seen the last of me.
Lilac vortex! Water bolt!
Generic energy beam. Oh, they just yeeted off immediately. It's fine. It's not like I wanted a fight scene or anything. Ugh. Am I watching, like, Modern Ruby? God.
Oh, Pixies, we missed you so much!
They weren't gone that long. You didn't even notice that they were gone until you got the "we are in danger, fucking help" siren. Aisha and Piff are cute, though. I love them. I'm sorry, I got distracted for a moment by Muse's fucking beauty in that frame. Like, oh my god, look at my girl! She's gorgeous!
But I'm going to need your help. This is where we met, Stella.
That's right.
Oh, see, this is cute. Like, if these episodes were built around all the memories in Gardenia, I would love it so much more. This is so cute. And that's right, Stella is the reason we have a Winx Club. Stella is the fucking reason. Bloom's not the heart of the team. I'm guilty for thinking she was. Stella's the heart. And don't fucking forget it. I will say I'm bitter they used animation from the specials. Like, no. No. If you're gonna nostalgia bait us, you fucks are gonna use season 1 animation, okay? That's the Winx Club we remember and we cherish, okay? And honestly, I'm gonna say it. The first 3 seasons looked better than anything that came afterwards. They had better art direction, better consistency, and a better art style. Fucking fight me. Be as flashy and colorful as you want. I love me some color, but this shit ugly.
Daphne, come in. We need you.
What is it, Bloom?
I am very, very amused that Daphne was just awake, ready to answer the question immediately. I wonder if she hangs by the line waiting to be relevant. And I'm wondering if Roxy's also there, but she just never gets the call.
The witches summoned some vampires from the Legendarium.
The children of the night. The most powerful weapon is daylight.
Daylight by Taylor Swift. All right. Does anyone have a copy of Lover that they can use royalty-free?
We can't wait until morning.
Hello? Have you all forgotten that I'm the fairy of the shining sun?
Sun and moon. Sun and moon. But it's nighttime. Like, your sun and moon. The moon is out. Use the moon. Use the fucking moon on these bitches. I'm so upset. I'm so upset. Also, I would like to say,
fuck you!
The last thing we need is more attention.
We don't want to be conspicuous, they say as they walk down the street, clad in fairy armor.
Pay attention to me!
Your codename could be Broom Bloom.
Stella?
I don't know why this exists, but this is fucking fabulous. Broom Bloom. The Italian version is so much funnier though, especially with Bloom's voice acting. Like she literally says no comment, like in English, but in it's everything.
No comment.
And Stella's like La Fata del Pulito, which is like the fairy of cleaning. It's so funny. I don't know why it exists, but I have to give season 6 that shit was funny. I do really love the gardenia outfits though. These are cute as hell. I just wish they weren't all the same color. If you recolored these would be so much better casual outfits for the season than the fucking uniforms. I will say though, the pink on Bloom here, I don't mind it actually. Like the softer pink, it looks nice. Oh god, I do love the goth fashion going on. I'm remembering Stella like imagining what she would look like as a Cloud Tower student. I want those outfits for the Winx. Immediately, please. Oh, that would be cool, them trying to infiltrate Cloud Tower for like an episode or 2 and dress like witches. I mean, everyone's stupid enough for it to work.
A goth fashion contest? I've got this one in the bag.
We have to find the vampires.
A few moments later.
Hello, may I have an entry form, please?
Not Stella forgetting the plot and the urgency of the situation for her own fashion designs. This is not Stella. This is not Stella. If anything, she would integrate her dreams and desires into the mission. Like, get it together. No.
Welcome to our party.
No!
Y'all couldn't transform? Really? Oh, for fuck's sake. What was the point of going undercover again?
The last thing we need is more attention.
A few minutes later.
It didn't even last that long. Like, we should have just stayed transforming and continued the hunt. You could still have them captured, just at least let them put up a fucking fight.
Let's bring them to our hideout.
Your hideout? You have a hideout? What? Did the Legendarium... Wait, no. I remember, because at the end of the episode, the mansion is still there after the vampires are defeated. So it wasn't conjured by the Legendarium. Does that mean there's just a weird random vampire mansion just chilling outside of Gardenia? And no one has noticed it until now? And it's somehow connected to all the vampires of Earth's lore?
Magic Winx! Hey!
Oh god. I know people like that they brought back Magic Winx. I don't. It takes too long to, like, transform. It's better when it's Winx, whatever form you're going with. The Magic Winx thing is just a nostalgia bait thing, honestly.
Stella! Fairy of the shining sun!
Sun and moon!
Yay, Stella!
Why did we yay Stella? Why? Okay.
Stella! They're getting away!
Pixie, shut up. We can see. My god, stop giving them so many fucking lines. I do love Stella going to save the day. You know what would have been cool? If we tied Bloom and Selena's past into this, and maybe we got a Stella and Selena confrontation. The former BFF slash sort of girlfriend versus the current BFF slash sort of girlfriend. That would eat. Stella versus Selena. I would love it. But no, it's just nonsense that doesn't mean anything. Like, if you remove the vampire stuff from the season overall, what changes? Nothing.
Their energy is so powerful.
Yes, indeed. It's go time.
Yes, now is the time to drain their fairy magic.
Let's continue monologuing about our plan until the protagonist arrives. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Let's go ahead. Take your time. Take your fucking time.
May I come in? Sorry to interrupt.
Ooh, I do love the arson entrance. I am here for it. If you didn't know Stella was one of the gays, you should know it now by the fact that she entered with fire. I do really love the wing effect that comes whenever they do spells. It's very pretty and stylish, and I like it. I like it a lot.
They're even more powerful!
Don't y'all say this about, like, literally every villain you face? I know they're propped up on slabs, but I'm imagining how funny it would be if one of them just fell fucking forward immediately.
Solar Halo!
Solar Halo is a very cute name. I like the effect there is. However, I offer a counter. Crescent Halo, and make it moon themed. Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, when was I in court?
Stand guard. If your friends interrupt us, blast them.
As you wish.
Really? You're gonna rely on pixies for this? You're telling me we're supposed to be afraid of, Chada and Cherie? No. Just no. Oh, you know what would have been cool? They hypnotized the rest of the Winx, and maybe Stella has to fight them. Can you imagine the turmoil? Oh my god, this was so easy to turn into something good, and they just gave up.
I was about to finish Bloom off once and for all.
Specifically Bloom. Not the rest of the Winx, but Bloom, because none of the other Winx matter.
I summon all the power of Celeria's sons!
Well, at least they remember that Celeria has multiple sons. That's something, I guess. Girl, why didn't you do this, like, an hour ago? Also, is it me or is this spell giving fairy dust, like what fairy dust should be able to do? Oh, right, fairy dust doesn't exist anymore. My bad. Oh, the vampires went all derpy when they died. That's cute. Seriously, where did this mansion even come from? Like, whose property is this? Why are they all cheering? Do they have the context of the episode? Usually when that happens to, like, people who are just ordinary citizens who've been controlled, don't they just go, whoa, what happened? I feel like I've been, like, in a funk. But they're all acting like they read the script already. Like, what?
The goth fashion contest! It's starting right now!
Well, we better hurry!
And why are they running? Can't y'all teleport? Make up your minds.
Ugh, and now they're all happy and lovey-dovey and blah, blah, blah. Ugh, they make me sick.
Why are the tricks such a goddamn mood, and yet in the same breath they're so annoying?
They won't be giggling when I read the next chapter of the Legendarium.
Selena, you say that every time, and every time your monsters are defeated. Like, girl, learn. Learn. Oh, hi, Mitzi. And Ogron look-alike. Plot twist. The Black Circle escaped from the Omega Dimension. They gave up their fairy hunting ways. And now they're just kind of chilling as like a throuple somewhere. I do like the cobweb sleeves. They're cute. So much of this is still coming up with things on the fly, but it's like, that's not designing. Designing takes a while. Like, it takes a lot of focus and creativity and energy.
You're the hero of Gardenia, Stella. You'll light up the stage no matter what.
Bloom's dead eyes there were just so disturbing. Fitting for the generic, vague advice she gave. Okay, these outfits are kind of cute, I'm not gonna lie. They're very, I don't know why, but they're giving me carnival vibes, and I'm kind of here for it. Also, I really like the tiny hats. Were the ballet wings supposed to be foreshadowing for this? Because if so, fuck you. I would be more impressed if they were actively designing these outfits instead of coming up with them on the fucking fly with magic. Like, those poor girls probably put so much time and energy into creating that shit. And then it's just... I know Bloom was crossing her fingers for good luck, but imagine she used her protagonist ways to rig the competition for Stella. Ooh, can you imagine the drama that would unfold? Oh my god.
And a big shout out to the person who inspires us all to shine.
Who's that, Stella?
You, Bloom. We're so happy you're back where you belong.
Yeah, I get it. Bloom is the bestest. Ooh, woo. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, man!
Okay, so those episodes were not actively painful. However, they were boring. Again, it's like you could do so much with everything that you have here in Gardenia. We could learn more about Selena. We could focus more on her relationship with Bloom. Stella and Selena confrontation, maybe. The Winx being turned against each other by the vampires. But it's... none of that happens. It's just a bunch of meaningless filler and then arbitrary conflict with a bunch of pointless vampires where if you removed them from the plot, nothing would change. Like, literally nothing. If you removed the events of these episodes, nothing in the season would change. Oh god. Anyhow, I'm not doing my usual outro because I'm just tired at this point. Hope y'all enjoyed, fam. Bye.